Hello, I am Mahana Mazer. This is Change Your Funk to Fun. Today's episode is, are you sabotaging your life with your words? And here's how to fix it. So yes, we're going to be diving in here, getting really real. We invite you to let yourself get a bit curious today and let this be a big gift for you. You know, we greatly love being able to assist, and I work with a spiritual collective consciousness. So you are being spiritually supported here today, beautifully and greatly. And I am very humbled to be able to allow what spirit wants you to hear today. Does that sound good? Are you willing to put your guard down a little bit? Are you willing to just say to yourself, you know what? I am going to listen today. I am going to be willing to open up and see, what comes up for me. How am I feeling? What are my thoughts? And what are my words? That's going to be the big focus today, is let you start paying attention more to what your words are that you use for yourself. We talk with ourselves internally within our own selves every day, every moment. In fact, research has done a bunch of studies on this, and it has been found that humans have about 26,000 thoughts a day. Okay, that's a lot of thoughts. That's a lot of thoughts. And we use language here. So we, some of us are learning how to telepathically communicate, like horses know how to do that, and dogs and cats and our beautiful animal kingdom can certainly do that because they don't have words like us. They aren't able to speak like us. You and I get to speak. We get to use words, and it's actually very powerful. Very powerful. And it's even biblical in John, right? It's the New Testament John, that in the beginning there was the word. Yeah. What? Yes. And the gift is this can be one of your biggest gifts you can give yourself, is to start paying attention to one. Obviously, last week we just talked about self-talk. How are you talking to yourself? That's going to be added in here. Absolutely. And how are you using your words when you bring it out into your life? And that's going to be more of the focus for today, is what words are you using? What words are you sharing? Where's it coming from? What's the intent? Why are you saying what you say? That's a big first question you can ask yourself. Okay, why did I just say that? And have you done that? I know I have done that, where I'll be like, where'd that come from? Something just kind of comes out. Yes. And if you can just imagine that we are on a spectrum here, okay? The one end of the spectrum is that we can be almost completely disconnected from our true essence, from the spirit of who we are, from the pure love and light of actually who we are, of the I am presence of who we are. And on the other end is, yes, waking up and remembering you are an I am incarnate here in your own unique way. And you're meant to be here, and you chose to be here. And you are agreed that you would love to learn, grow, even master things, especially this lifetime. And each one of us certainly did sign up for some challenges. Can we just say that? Yes, we did. I know I sure did. I definitely did. And I actually like challenges, believe it or not. So you might want to even ask yourself, do you like challenges? Some people don't. Some people, heck no, don't want it. Why am I here? Why is it showing up? Be all mad and angry and victim energy. We're going to be talking about that. That's more on the lower end of the denser end, the descended end, the part of us that agreed to see, how far away can I get from who I really am? And live a life here in that way. There are some people that definitely signed up for it, and many can call them the reptilians or the grays, or complete disconnection, the self-interest ones that only cares about themselves, the psychopaths. You can add that in there too. Ones that have disconnected from their heart, from their true essence, from remembering that they are divine. And this, first of all, because we're going to be diving into the sabotage parts of us, is take a breath. And just imagine that you are an I am presence here that chose to experience in a very unique way, in a very important way. Everything happening in your life is purposeful. Everything is happening for a reason. And there are many parts of us that would disagree with that. And hey, we get that. Absolutely. You can actually, get a journal and, start writing stuff down. Start writing stuff down. Anything I say that might be triggering you, or you think, oh, that's not true, or why is she saying that? Oh, good, excellent. Ooh, bring it on. I used to be like that. I would love to fight. I would love to argue. I loved it. I'm like, I would even spur it up. If someone said something, I'd bring in a whole opposite thing just to see how much we could do and get it out. So, oh, there might be some of you that are like that, or some people like that in your life. And you're like, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Right? Oh, and they're using their words. They're speaking stuff. Yeah, they're expressing themselves in a specific way. So that's what we're going to be touching in on. Is we invite you to begin to become very aware of yourself, and that's a big request to put out there. That's for sure. And guess what? You can do it. If you would so love to have a beautiful life, one that is filled with love, deep love, and great experiences, wonderful connections, abundance, fun things, enjoyable things. Put it all in the bucket list, right? A lot of times we'll write a bucket list. How would you love your life to be? And this is what we definitely want to help you with, is to let yourself dream. Dreaming is a huge, important piece to help yourself shift out of any kind of sabotaging words that you're using for yourself. So the first one is we're going to invite you to dream. Yes. And invite you to admit if you might be curious about if there's any aspects that you might be sabotaging yourself with by the words that you say, or the words that you even hear from others, but especially the words that you say yourself. And if you can, become a little investigator, a little detective for yourself, or even just one out of great love for yourself. That's at the highest level. If you could be at the highest level and say, hey, out of great love for myself, yeah, I would like to look in to see, where am I holding myself back? Where am I limiting myself? Where am I putting a box over myself? Where am I getting myself stuck? These can be all expressions of sabotaging yourself. And the sabotage parts within us are the fearful parts of us. It's the parts of us that forgot who we are and are experiencing the vibration of fear in their lives. Whether it's just the idea of future fears, and that's a big one, where the people with anxiety will start coming in because it's the future of the unknown, and that can be super scary for people. And a big piece of this is if you have aspects of sabotage or aspects of doing destructive things for yourself, things that don't do any helpful things for you at all. No, it actually does the exact opposite. It actually kind of messes things up, really keeps you stuck in a repetitive, degrading cycle. And the gift is you can identify what these are and you can change them. And that's what I love to help people with. And our team here absolutely loves to help people with, our spiritual team here, because that's actually why we came to Earth, because we came to live on a third dimensional experience. Yes, one with the heights, the depths, and the widths of things. Yes, and that we are physical, which is actually really awesome. And that we actually are sensory, where we get to feel things, see things, hear things, smell and taste things. So we really get to experience living, experience what it's like to be alive and living. And we get free will choice. So with your free will choice, you get to choose, would you love to vibrate in love, or would you love to vibrate in fear? And we do have to put a little caveat, because our first 7 years of life, if you can just imagine, if you're okay to hear this, that before we came here to Earth, we agreed to have some challenges, to have some really harsh experiences in this lifetime. The 20th century was a harsh century. It had the most wars that going on, a lot of destruction, a lot of like lack scarcity energies, and obviously there was love and beauty mixed in with that. But yet many of us were born during a time where survival, fear-based, limiting-based constructs was what we embodied our first 7 years of life from our parents in society, in culture, and religions. So just imagine that actually in your divineness of unconditional love, you agreed to come, you know what, I'd love to come to Earth at this time to help it ascend, help Mother Gaia, get all rebirth again, and to heal tremendously, which she is doing. She is doing tremendously. She's actually already is vibrating in the fifth dimension. We are her children here. If you can just imagine, you are an Earth child. You chose to be born on Earth, which as a newborn baby, and to grow into an adult. So by doing that, You agreed to be affected by the collective beliefs, be affected by your culture, religious beliefs, especially your family's beliefs, your mom and dad's influence or your caregiver's influence are one of the biggest that we have for ourselves. So what will happen is that we experience things when we are a child, especially 7 years and under, and it can go into even older than that, but especially those times, and then they'll keep repeating until it gives you an opportunity when you're ready to change it and wake up. And that's the gift that we get to do now, and that's the gift that I'll be offering for you, especially by the end of this talk, that there are ways to fix this. There are ways to actually identify any sabotage that you might be doing to yourself or with yourself and stopping it, admitting it, actually first, admit it, stop it, let yourself connect back to your heart again, and then begin dreaming again, connecting back to the love and the I am presence that you are, and allowing those pieces to help assist you with forgiveness, with letting go, with letting your focus become more on your present moment and moving forward to your future of dreaming and creating your new future, instead of keep thinking of the past or keep carrying that baggage of the past or baggages of these limiting beliefs. You don't have to have them anymore. No, you don't. And the gift is you get to actually say, you know what? I'm done with it. And I know that's what I did. And I was so grateful that I did that. Yay. I learned a tool called Psyche 15 years ago. And at the time I was married, have a new guy in my life, which is exciting, but right now I'm not married. There you go. So, and then with that, he got sick. He got a very sick health issue that led me to learn Psyche. And I was able to use it for myself because he wasn't ready for himself. And that was the gateway. And now I love to help assist other people because I know that we can actually dissolve any kind of self-sabotage that we do for each other and instead love ourselves tremendously. And this is what we offer for you. If you can ask yourself that question, hey, am I sabotaging my life by the words that I use? See if it brings up some curiosity in you. Could you be like, wow, I wonder if I could be. I wonder if that could be possible. Just by even offering that for yourself is actually a beautiful gateway for yourself. So if you can do that, that would be great. And we encourage you and invite you to do that. So let's just imagine here that, yes, you actually are going to do that. Just like I'm going to do it right alongside you right here with you today. Okay. Whoa. So could I be sabotaging my life by the words I'm using? What? What does that even mean? That's actually a lot of what we'll ask ourselves, right? Because we like to have purpose for things. I love to have things be meaningful and purposeful. Otherwise, I don't even like to have it in my life, right? So if the sabotage is doing that, which means that it may be limiting you in your life, blocking things from your life, keeping you stuck, preventing you from living your highest, full, abundant, loving, and tremendously creative life. If that's happening for you, okay, great, excellent. Because the best part is you're identifying it. Because once you identify it, you can do something about it. And that's what we're going to invite you to do here. So if you want, you can put it on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 means nope, not at all. Or actually, 0 means, oh yeah, you can even do that with the sabotage. 0 means no. Actually, I always talk loving words at all times. I am always expressing my love in every possible way with every word I ever say to anybody, to anything, and even to myself, 100% all the time. Whoa! Well, I'd love to meet that human being on this planet. And I have yet to meet that one. So, you might be somewhere between 1 and 10. Let's just say, okay? Including myself. Heck, I've come a long way. Like I used to be probably up there about 8 as far as self-sabotaging myself. Yeah, maybe even a 9. Yeah, I think I was pretty high up there. That's for sure. I had no idea I was doing it, for one, because I used denial, avoidance, distraction, staying super busy, all of those things. You think you might be doing some of that too? Yeah. Those are just survival protective mechanisms that we learned. We learned to survive. We had to learn how to survive. It actually is a foundation, and it actually is super important and very important. And we're actually grateful that you did learn it. I'm grateful that I did learn it. The key comes in is you don't have to stay living in that way at all. You can actually thank it, appreciate it, and let it go. And rise up. Allow yourself to raise your level of consciousness. Allow yourself to raise your level of vibration. Allow yourself to connect. Oh, yes, with the spirit of who you are. Your spiritual part of you is unconditionally loving you all the time. People might call it your higher self, your divine self, your true essence. your oneness with divinity, with God source, could be any name you would like to put with that. You describe it in the way that you would love to do that. And invite yourself to say, wow, I'd like to get to know that part of myself a lot more. Yes, 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 yes. Because guess what? That is the secret, and that is the key to help assist you with stop sabotaging yourself and stop removing that part of you, that separate part of you, that disconnected part of you, the part that you made up all these things in your mind. I sure did. I know I made a lot of really interesting things in my mind. Absolutely. And it still surprises me when new things come up. I'm like, hey, where did that come from? And the gift is that I've been able to appreciate whatever comes up and thank it, even if it feels really, really funky, really, really cruddy and really harsh. And I even let myself step into that emotion, feel it, cry, let the anger, if I need to roar, have sounds, let yourself feel it. Your feelings are here for you. We are meant to feel here. It is a huge part of us, And let yourself remember. And you can create affirmations. You can create positive expressions because you're using your words. Yes, use your words because your emotions don't have words, even though we give emotions words, which is kind of funny because we actually label them with stuff like shame, guilt, worry, fear, needy desire, anger, pride, frustration, irritation, resentment, jealousies, blames, all this kind of stuff. And then the gift is when you connect in with your courage within you and your willingness, now you get to flip it to the positive part, the expanded parts of you. And you get to experience the emotions of surrender, allowing, having that reason, that knowingness of stuff. Ooh, acceptance, yes. And lifting up into your love. Your love energy is at 500. It's an awesome energy. And in the love energy, you continue to rise into your joy, your peace, the harmony, the bliss, the ecstasy. And then keep lifting and growing into oneness of just is. And allowing it all and experiencing it all. This is the dance that we agreed to have here on Earth. So a very important question to ask yourself is, where are you mostly in? What are you vibrating in? What are you experiencing? Where are you stuck in a lot? That is a super important piece to identify. And when you can, the gift is, like we reminded you, is to connect back to your divine part of you, your spirit part of you. The gateway is your heart. So what I love to do is I get out of my mind, because that mind can be helpful, and we are meant to lead with our hearts. We're meant to be heart-centered beings that is growing to learn how to unconditionally love and let go of any sabotage that we ever do for ourselves, especially when we express ourselves. Yes, yes. So you can close your eyes, connect into your heart. Ooh, and I know many of us have had our hearts hurt and felt like it's been broken and stomped on. And many of us have put up walls. I mean, I had all kinds of walls. I had armor on me. I mean, I was a Marine with armor. That's for sure. I was geared to be like that. Yeah. And guess what? You don't have to be like that if you are like that, if you so want to choose to change. And it does take time. It is a journey. And it is all linked in with your willingness, your courage, and your willingness. And your decision to say something has to change. I have to end this now. And now we'll dive back into that sabotage pot, because all sabotage is just letting you know where you're not truly unconditionally loving yourself. That's all it is. Yeah, you're doing the opposite. Yeah. And I sure did a heck of a lot of it. And I have a feeling you might have done some of it too. So let's start diving in a little bit more about what are the 10 signs of self-sabotage. See if there's anything here that you might also be a part of this too. And I am too. I'm still identifying it with you. So I'm right there with you. That's for sure. The first, do you have any negative self-talk, any criticism or judgment about yourself and about others? Both. Are you doing it with yourself, and are you doing it with others? Criticizing, judging, and talking negatively, talking harsh, blaming, spewing things out. Expressing things in a very contracted negative way, or very even hurtful way to yourself and others. The second of the self-sabotage is self-destructive behaviors. Are you doing things that it's actually self-destructive to yourself? And that is super huge. The words were definitely going to help you use that so that you can transform that and you can stop having self-destructive behaviors. If you have addictions, whether it's porn or drugs, alcohol, disowning, like just being on your phone all the time and disconnecting from the ones you love. What are some destructive behaviors that you're doing? Are you overeating? Creating painful experiences for yourself? Anything in that realm at all? This is all information. And what we want to do is help bring up this information so that you can identify what those are and then let it go, release it, and bring in constructive behaviors, bring in loving behaviors for yourself. Begin to allow yourself to take great care of yourself, unconditional love, self-care, and begin with little steps. Okay. So the next sign that you may be self-sabotaging yourself is constantly seeking distractions or time-wasting activities. So are you constantly seeking distractions? Are you constantly staying hypervigilant, staying super busy? I used to be that way. Oh my goodness. I am actually grateful for all the people that were in my life that loved me through all that time because, I was super hypervigilant. I was born that way. They were burning down streets by our house when I was born with the civil rights crisis going on. And so I was actually imprinted to I had to be hypervigilant. And then I was always looking like, where's that squirrel go? Whoop, go. Oh, because my nervous system was jacked up. It was on overdrive. I was always overdoing. And then, I did accomplish things, thank goodness, especially as I got to. And thank goodness I did have loving people in my life that helped me narrow down, focus in, get focused on what's important for you, what matters to you. Allow yourself to start creating your own values of what really matters to you in your core. That's super huge. But if you are not putting time and energy, letting your big rocks get in your jar first, then you might be distracted. You might be going off and you might feel a lot of yucky stuff that then creates self-sabotaging responses. So we're going to be helping you with that so that you get really smart about your time. You realize time is one of your biggest gifts here because we do have a limitation of time. That is one thing we do have as a human. The time we take our first breath and our last breath. And none of us ever know when we're going to be exiting out because we're not supposed to. So we are meant to live fully and amazingly here. And that's a big question to ask yourself. Are you letting yourself do that? To live fully, and as every day is magical. Every day, every experience, every connection, all of this can really matter. The more you start dissolving the self-sabotage, the greater that is going to become for you. Number 4, lack of boundaries. Will you have a hard time saying no? Are you people pleasing? Are you looking to subconsciously think that's how you're going to get love? That's how you're going to get what you want or need. Those are just survival mechanisms that ends up sabotaging you. So number 5, holding on to limiting beliefs. So not only having the limiting beliefs, you don't want to let go of them. You're like, nope, that's just how it is. This is just how it is. And then you just stay stuck. Well, how's that going for you? You might want to ask yourself that because that's actually the secret to actually change it all is by changing those limiting beliefs, by actually letting it go, by connecting with the power within you, by connecting with the love of who you are. That is the greatest power. And then that can help you start having that inertia to boom, start dissolving those limiting beliefs and inserting your expanded beliefs about yourself. So please identify any self-sabotaging signs that you might actually might be popping up in your life for you because it's actually here for you so you can go do the opposite. You can let it go. You can transmute it. You can connect back to the love of who you are, the wisdom of who you are, and be able to express your gifts, create amazing things here. There's so much here for you. And yeah, when we got the darn sabotaging stuff overlaying us and blocking us and preventing us, it can get really frustrating. It really can and really sucks. It does. It does. And I have been there many times and I'm done with it. I am so done with it. Right now, I want this to become fun. So let's change this funk to fun. Let's get the key. And the key is for you to remember that you are a divine being here. You are the I am presence incarnate as your unique self. And at any moment, you actually can change things. And it is by connecting to the true love of who you are, the true power of who you are. And it is important to identify what the heck are the self-sabotaging things that I might be doing to myself that I'm not even aware I'm even doing. So we already talked about the first 5. Let's go to the next 5. Number 6. Ooh, are you holding on to baggage of the past? Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. My ex did that a lot, actually. Holy tamale. If I did something and, I was manipulative. I didn't know I was. I was trying to get my own needs met. And I had a lot of things that I had to heal from. That's for sure. And he did too. And that's probably why we got together. Yeah, and I remember he would even say it. He'd be like, wow, but when you did this like years ago, and I'm like, dang, you're bringing that up? Are you flipping kidding me? Like, I barely even remember that. Well, if you're one that holds on to all that baggage, well, guess what? Your body is literally holding on to it. You are holding on to it. And that is actually, you're only self-sabotaging yourself by holding on to it. So can you let it go? Can you let it go? And we'll be talking about how to exactly help you do that at the subconscious level. But for right now, how about you just put it in an area to say, yeah, you know what? I think it might be time to let that stuff go. Yeah, because you don't need it. You don't need it at all. You can just learn from the experiences you've had. How about that? How about you go learn and find the treasures of what any even harsh, difficult, disgusting things you might have experienced. Because when you can actually do that, you're going to be amazing. You're actually going to reach your mastery levels of things. And we invite you to that. Yes. All right. So number 7, do you have a fear of failure? Are you afraid of making a mistake? Are you afraid of rejection or abandonment or betrayal? And we can lump it all into that fear of failure. Fear of not being perfect. Were you raised where you actually had to be perfect or everything had to be perfect? And so you have this rigidness or this harshness to your own self. Woo! You can call that self-sabotage right there. Boop, boop. Yep, you could even put a little star on that one. Yeah, and I know I definitely did that. And I still catch myself if I have that perfectionist mechanism in me, because I do like things precise. I do like things just right. And I love being impeccable. So those are great traits to have. The harsh part where we sabotage ourselves is when we go too far, when we start judging ourselves, conditionally loving ourselves instead of unconditionally loving ourselves. And just catch yourself if you're doing it. That's the biggest gift you can give yourself. Pause, breathe, and begin again. And make note of it. Make note of it. You can write it down in a journal, because then we are going to be showing you how you can use these massive, amazing, fast, effective tools. So you can literally delete them out of your subconscious mind, insert your new way of being, and then go experience it in a new way, which makes it a lot easier so they don't have to keep showing up. Sound good? Yes. Okay, number 8. Do you try and control everything? Are you a little bit of a control freak? I didn't think I used to be. I didn't, because I didn't know any different. But, heck yes, I did. I wanted things my way. And I would control whatever I had to control. We all do. It actually, in the balance, it's actually beautiful, because when you can control, 1, your emotions, 2, your mental capacity, and even your words. Are you able to use your words in a way that uplifts, that expands, that creates amazingness, amazing creations? Then that's a beautiful way to regulate yourself or control these parts within you. The healthy approach of control is absolutely beautiful, because we do have to have some structure, some ways of being, some guidelines. It becomes your values, your attitude. Ask yourself, what is your attitude most often? What level do you resonate in? Do you tend to be frustrated a lot? Is that your attitude? Or a little resentful, or I'll show you, or this isn't fair. I was great with that, by the way. And you can change it, you can shift it, and connect back to your love. So that's what we're gonna help you do, is let go of that over controlling stuff, bring it back to the balance again. So you're only controlling your own way of being. Your ability to connect into your love, that is a great way to access in a bit of a healthy control. Yeah, so that you can express your true essence of who you are, the love of who you are. Okay, and then number 9, comparing yourself. Number 10. I guess that was number 9. Trying to control everything. Number 10 is comparing yourself with others. Are you comparing yourself? Are you like, man, I wish I could be like that, or I can't be like that? Self-sabotage. Are you saying, well, I can't do that, or who am I? I'm not that smart, or I'm not that pretty, or I'm not that healthy, or I'm all that is just made up in the mind that majority of us did. Absolutely. And you get to catch it. You get to catch it. You get to identify it, even write it down, and then exit out and say, you know what? I think I'm done with that. And if you are, yay, then we welcome you, because what you get to do is you get to connect in with your highest part of you, connect with the divinity part of you, and let yourself start cascading a whole new way of being for yourself. I love calling it your sacred way. I am in the process of creating some new material. It's going to be an online course called Find Your Sacred Way. Get unstuck and find your sacred way, because you can. And I look forward to when I can let you know when that comes. I'm looking for like the end of February, early March, when it actually gets launched, because you have centers within you, you have mechanisms within you that are meant to all align. You're meant to return back to your harmony within yourself, your reconnection with the true love of who you are, and let yourself start operating from that part of you now, instead of your separated part of you, the human scared part of you that keeps self-sabotaging yourself, especially with your words. Yes. So I'll share a couple examples. I have a couple clients that I love assisting and working with, and they've even become friends, which is awesome. So, and because it's a great example of what they're identifying with themselves, which is so beautiful. So one of my clients, they'll call her Jane, okay, is getting sick and tired of overworking. She works 10 or 14 or 16 hours a day, sometimes even 7 days a week. And she's always done this. And she's into her 40s now, but she's getting tired of it, which is really good, because that's way out of balance. She takes on everybody else's stuff, micromanages way too much, babysits people that she even works with, because she feels she's responsible and that everything has to work well. She has to do everything herself. And the gift is she is ready for the change, and that's everything. And you can be too. And we're working together, where she is literally identifying these pieces and then being able to rectify and insert how she wants to be instead. And that's what you get to do too. And the gift is, I love to help people journey a bit, access these parts within this lifetime or even other lifetimes, where these ways of being got incorporated into you. And then you get to actually bring that love back to that spot of you and rectify it, and then begin again in a new way to live actually in an opposite way than how you did. And even for Jane, for her, she actually landed in when she was 5. Her parents got divorced. So her dad left, so she felt abandoned with that. And then her mom got so depressed that she felt abandoned by her mom with this depression. And then so she took it on personally to herself, that she thought it was something wrong with her. There's something wrong with me, and I have to go help and save and fix people and do everything to help uplift them. And so even as a little girl, that she had to do that. And then even as she got older, other issues happened where she was being responsible for her mom, actually being the mother to her mom at a little girl age, and her siblings, because she's the oldest. So she took on all this over responsibility, and she actually did a really great job of it. The gift is that she learned some treasures with that, where she was able to. She's a great leader. She's super connected with people, kind, hardworking, so hardworking. So she has all these tremendous, beautiful skills that she learned from that. But the sad part is she's exhausted, she's tired, and she's kind of getting a little resentful and angry about that. This is not fair. Like, why am I doing it to myself? She realizes she's doing it to herself. Nobody else is doing this to her. She is doing this with herself, her own self-sabotaging ways. And she's changing it. She's fixing it within herself. Yes, she can. She's using the gift of Psyche. So Psyche is a beautiful tool. Bruce Lipton is a cell biologist that it made a massive transformation in his life. Rob Williams is the originator of Psyche. He was downloaded with this spiritually to tremendously help assist people, especially during this time. So if you're hearing about this, it's definitely worth taking a look at. And we will talk more at the end of how you can actually get a taste of Psyche, which is really awesome. So she said yes to it. She actually came and learned it. She came to my workshop, which is awesome. And now she's doing private sessions with me. So you can do both. Because I love it, because I know that I take the full responsibility with my own life to nip any kind of self-sabotage I'm doing for myself. And instead, I love to love myself and love others greatly. And that just keeps growing and growing and growing. And you can too. You can too. And you just got to ask yourself, one, what do I want? What would I rather have? How would I rather be, instead of limiting myself or doing destructive things for myself, especially speaking in such a harsh, negative, critical way for myself? How would I rather be? If you can just imagine, how can I, and even instead of the how, say, wow, I would really love to become my own best friend. I would really love to be my own own lover for myself, my own life partner to my own self. I would love to start healing those pieces within me that I did get really wounded and did get hurt, because the only sabotage is showing up is because there's wounded parts within you that are craving and are asking for your love to come and you to be able to heal yourself. And you absolutely can. And you can do it in the most amazing, magical, gentle way possible. And I love to guide and support people with this journey. I've done it for myself. I've done it for hundreds and probably even to thousands now of the impact of the ripple effect. And you can do it too. Let yourself realize it could actually be even little things in your life that could make a tremendous effect on you. I have another client, we'll call her Maria, that she's having health issues now, and it's getting pretty rough with what she's going through. And she was actually realizing she really isn't taking care of herself like she would like to. She's doing some self-sabotaging things that are preventing her from fully caring for herself tremendously and letting her body heal and heal beautifully. And so we were able to help her to connect within what happened in her younger years that might have instigated this or been a contributing factor to it. And what she realized is that her system brought up a time when she was 8 years old and her parents left for some reason, and she had to stay all night long by herself with her two younger siblings and take care of them. So she had actually become like an adult at 8 years old. And she was scared. She was afraid of failure. She was so worried about all kinds of things. And it was extremely traumatic for her. And her body was still holding on to this and still this construct. And because of that, then her mind created all kinds of beliefs, limiting beliefs that were actually self-sabotaging only because it was out of survival. It was only to fully protect herself. So she also became an over-responsible one and overdoing and always taking care of everybody else. And then it was literally felt like she had to put herself last. And then with that, that means that she's not caring for herself or helping herself with her health. And that could happen with a lot of us. So if something like this might have happened with you, it's okay. It was just part of your experience. And like for her, she is bringing love back to that part. She's listening to that little inner child part within her. And she had a lot of anger. There was a lot of repressed anger within herself, which is then affecting into health conditions. She was able to transmute that anger. With the gift of Psyche, you can transform your perception of anything that you're ready to transform. And so she was able to tap into that, feel all that anger, and then change that energy. Instead of a contracted, oh, yucky, angry energy, she literally transmuted it up back into her peace, non-attachment, her centeredness again, and let it go. She let it go. She transformed it, and she used that energy in a brand new way again. So now, with her inspired actions, she's going to be taking great care of herself, showing that she can fully love herself. She can have a balance. She doesn't have to have too much responsibility. She just learned those lessons in life and those ways of being, and she gets to let it go. She gets to actually receive now because she turned into being an overgiver. So now she's flipping it around to receive and do it in a balance. She can always give, and she'll always naturally be a giver. And now she gets to fully open up her heart, fully allow the love in, the help. So now her husband is helping her greatly, which is wonderful, and having loving friends. And it's very humbling for her to actually receive and receive greatly, which is then being able to dismantle any kind of self-sabotage and to say, no, I'm done with that. I deserve more. I deserve to be treated beautifully, treated royally, lovingly, being cherished. And so she anchored in within herself pieces like, I am deeply loved in, and I'm lovable, that I'm always safe and secure. These are huge things that we need to be able to make sure we have at the subconscious level. I am abundant and I live abundantly. Oh, and when you can do these things and connect in with your divinity, these are different pieces that she did. We offer this for you. You have the answer within you. That's the gift. And you are meant and able to access these things, make the changes at the subconscious level. And that's where all the programs are that are running 95% of our lives, because it creates the habits, it creates those behaviors, it creates the words that we use. So now you can, your words can be in a higher vibrations. You'll be speaking and expressing from your love now instead of from your fear. And that's the game changer. Because if your words are spitting out negative stuff to you or self-sabotaging things to you, it just means that means that fear, you're vibrating in a level of fear or any of its denser cousins that is just getting your attention. So you can flip it, shift it, connect back to your love, and start expressing that. And then the gift is your body's going to start feeling better. Your body will start healing. Yes, you can literally heal your own body. Your relationships can heal. You can feel the love of who you are and express that love with others. These are the gifts that we want to offer for you. It's time. We are living in the most powerful, exciting times. Yes, a lot of demolitions happen, and yes, a lot of changes are going to happen. You get to connect into your centeredness, your love, radiate your love and light through it all, dismantle those self-sabotaging experiences. That's also part of the dismantling, and connect back to your love again. Connect back to the power of who you are. And you can always be resonating in this kind of love anymore to navigate your sacred way that you are meant to be living. So if you would love to get a taste of this, I'm offering a taste of Psyche. You can go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com, and you can click under private services and scroll down the bottom. It says a taste of Psyche, and then also a link will have a taste of Psyche for you. And it's 30 minutes, 30-minute session I offer one-on-one for only $24. It's literally like 80 to 90% savings. So you get to save a whole bunch of money, because I love to be able to assist people. And I know if this makes a difference for you, you're going to take it to the level that you're ready for, to fully change all the things that you're ready to change. And because you can. I do offer online and in-person workshops so you can learn this gift of Psyche, so you can use it for yourself and assist others. The end of February will be my online one. And then in March, I'll be in North Carolina, in Florida. In April, I'll be in Tennessee and Kentucky. And in May, I'll be in Michigan. So look to where you are. If you'd love to come and learn, reach out to me. You can send an email or even text message, and I would be thrilled to connect with you and answer any questions you have. Your life matters. You matter. And let's let go and demolish any self-sabotaging thing that you ever could be doing to yourself, because you don't need to anymore. You get to love yourself instead, and we welcome you to this. And you have a beautiful day. Aho.